You're listening to I Love This TV Show, The Golden Girls.
The Golden Girls, Season 3, Episode 7, Strange Bedfellows. Original air date, November 7th, 1987. In this episode, the ladies host a fundraiser for Gil Kessler. He's running for city council. Sophia comes out and makes a comment. Dorothy drags her into the kitchen. Sophia calls him a wimp. Dorothy is forced to agree. Sophia has a strange feeling about him. The meeting racks up, and Gil leaves. The girls are excited. Rose says she worked on the Dewey campaign, but it was the Dewey Decimal System. Blanche comes out of the kitchen with a folder that Gil left behind. Blanche winds up taking it to him. The next morning, Rose wakes up Dorothy because she's assembling bird feeders for the campaign. Sophia comes in with the paper and she's amused. Rose sees the paper and gasps. They caught Gil Kessler having an affair. Dorothy takes a look at the picture and realizes it's Blanche. Rose thinks someone stole Blanche's clothes. It takes her a minute to realize it's Blanche. Blanche comes in the kitchen. Rose shows her the paper. Blanche is horrified by the picture. Blanche denies having an affair with him. She says she dropped off the folder, talked for 2 hours, and helped him pick out his tie-sock-hanky combo. They believe her denial. Kessler's going to hold a press conference later that day to address this rumor. Later that day, Sophia tells Dorothy a story from Sicily. Blanche and Rose join them and turn on the TV. The press conference is about to start. Blanche starts naming the reporters, but Gil doesn't tell the truth. He tells them that he did have an affair, but he won't identify the woman. All the reporters do, though, as Blanche. He then apologizes to Blanche, but Dorothy and Rose think Blanche lied. The next day, Dorothy and Rose won't talk to Blanche. They believe Gil instead of Blanche. The phone rings, and Blanche denies what she did to the caller. Dorothy keeps pushing her to say that she is lying. Blanche goes down to Gil's office. She shoves the woman out of the way and storms into his actual office. She confronts him. He tells her he lied because no one listens to him. He admits he's a coward. People like him better now. He tells her that people have always looked past him. She tells him that he's an honest man, and that is why she believed in him. But he can't be great if he is not honest. It's the night before the election. Everyone is at a meeting for Gil Kessler. Blanche arrives and gets hounded by the press. She and Dorothy share some words. Gil comes out and speaks. He thanks everyone for coming. He then admits that Blanche and he didn't have an affair. He said he lied to make himself look better. He then admits to having a sex change in the 60s. Dorothy and Rose arrive home. Rose is still puzzled over many aspects of the operation Gil had. They are worried Blanche will hate them for a long time. Blanche admits that all her talking led to this as well. They make up with a group hug. Then they start asking her about stories she has told them, about men she has been with. And she tells them they're all true. But she puts her hands behind her back with her fingers crossed. Favorite quotes. Sophia. Easy on the arm. You break it, you pay for it. Dorothy. It's like having Agatha Christie in our kitchen. Rose. Blanche is that little floozy. Blanche. Oh my God. My backside is spread all across the front page. How could they do that? Sophia. They probably used a wide-angle lens. Blanche. Now did that sound like a liar? Dorothy. No, it sounded like Jim and Tammy Faye on Nightline. Blanche. Are you trying to tell me that people like you better now because they think you went to bed with a gorgeous, intelligent woman? Blanche. You'll never be a great man, Gil, without being an honest man. Blanche. I don't normally speak to people who call me a liar. This episode really focuses on truth-telling and integrity. Blanche tells all kinds of stories about all the men that she's been with throughout her entire life. And she likes to exaggerate them a lot, and she admits that at the end of the episode. But because of this, for some reason, both Dorothy and Rose believe Gil over Blanche, and that still completely confuses me. Why would you believe a politician over someone who's your best friend and that you've known for quite some time? Where with the politician, you've only known him a short period of time. I'm not sure why you would assume that someone you've known less and don't know as well would be telling the truth, and the one that you do know well is not telling the truth. Blanche tells a lot of stories, but she's honest about the men she sleeps with. She doesn't beat around the bush, she doesn't hide it, she doesn't pretend. If she slept with a guy, she admits it. So I was very confused that neither Dorothy nor Rose believed her once Gil said in his press conference that, yes, he had an affair with Blanche. For me, that just made zero sense, because why would she hide it? She's not hidden anyone else that she slept with. For me, that would have been a situation where I would be like, well, you said you didn't, and I believe you because you wouldn't lie about who you sleep with. Blanche doesn't make any bones about how many men she sleeps with. I mean, she's got multiple notebooks. She rates them. She's basically cataloged every sexual escapade that she's ever had. So I don't know why, even if it's a bad one. So it makes no sense to me that they would think that she's lying when she literally keeps track of every thing that she does. So for me, this episode just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth in regards to Rose and Sophia and Dorothy, because they all basically acted like she was lying. And they said it's because you're ashamed. And I mean, she slept with a lot of people and she's not ashamed of any of it. So it just made zero sense that they would go down that path. That's an issue, I think, in their friendship that needs to be discussed more in the future, and something that they should probably actually deal with, because if something like that were to happen again, where someone said they slept with Blanche even though Blanche said no, are they again going to believe this guy over Blanche? And to me, that just demonstrates there's an issue with trust in their friendship, and that it definitely needs to be dealt with before they move forward. Because if you don't believe your friend when she says, no, I did not sleep with that person, then what kind of a friend are you? Thanks for tuning in to the I Love This TV Show podcast. If you would like to make a donation in support of this podcast, you can through Cash App to Pasta26MC. That's pasta like the food, the number 2, the number 6, M as in monkey, C as in cat. If you would like to sponsor this podcast or advertise on it, please send an email to podcast@pastasworld.com. As always, you can go to pastasworld.com for more information.